A view of the outside of my new shop. And as we walk up towards it, what you begin to see is my isolated wetlands, which is really a unique thing that I have certainly never come across. And what an isolated wetland is a body of water here on the coast of North Carolina that has no streams that come in, no streams that go out, and yet the water level goes from bone dry to 4 feet deep. Now this is after we've had a tropical storm come through and it's full. So at the deepest point it is 4 foot deep, and yet a month ago I could walk all the way across it without getting my feet wet. In any case, this is the front door to my shop. So let's go on in. And this is what we see. It's a little hard to get everything in. Let's see if I can get a little further back out. There's my two lathes. One is a Stubby, and the second is a Jet 1640. And this is what I refer to as the low dust room. This is where all the lathes are. Over here on my right, I have an office area comprised of two parts. One is a computer and files. The second is a creative area. The primary part of the creative area is right here, which is just a wonderful recliner. Like that every day. I do my most creative work right there. But I also have a drawing table where I can work through the more complex pieces. Now we go back out into the lathe room, so to speak. Now you'll notice that there is a dust collection system at the lathe. That is a Oneida dust collection system you'll see in the back end up where it is. Pipes go up. At each station, each lathe station, there is compressed air, vacuum, and dust control. Now, the most interesting thing about this room is actually up on the ceiling, because what you're seeing is a Unistrut system that allows me to take all of the video stuff that I need to use for things like IRDs for you all, put it up on the ceiling and move it out of the way so that these actually can slide back and forth on the rail you see up here. Now that rail, I've taken down a part of it so you can get a better sense of what it is. But that rail looks like this, and it slides on the long axis on the ceiling, but it also has a second part here that I want to show you this part I took down. And what happens is you have this bar which can run back and forth on the long rails, and then beneath it you have a second dolly, which is here, which rolls up and down on the rail. So this is hanging overhead, and what it allows you to do is to lift heavy blanks, or actually I lifted this jet up to this up about 4 feet so I could put the lathes on it. But in any case, this is the lathe room. There's also a bathroom, a sink, and of course a microwave and a coffee pot. Gotta have my coffee pot. We go through this door into the third section of the shop, and what we have here is what I refer to as the high dust section. And the reason I call it a high dust section is I've put out here all of the machines that create a lot of dust, and rather than try to collect it, I simply have put in an exhaust fan over here and a second exhaust fan on the other side that allows me to take all the dust out of the room. I mean, the reality is we really can't control dust all that well, so it just makes sense to not fight it, but just get it out of here, suck it out, and that works pretty well. In this high dust area, I've got my chop saw stand. That dust goes into that box, and you'll notice that there's a dust pipe that comes out, dust collection pipe that comes out for that. It goes back over to here. Now this is the heart of the dust collection system, and you'll notice that what I've done is there's acoustic foam on the walls to help control some of the noise. That helps somewhat. Not perfect, but it does help. My air compressor is there, my vacuum pump, and my uninterruptible power supply for the vacuum pump is there. Let's see, I use the concept of 2 center stations. So I've got a dust collection pipe coming down halfway to the floor, and from that I have takeoffs, and I also have a power strip on each one from plugs in the ceiling, and that allows me to efficiently use the space. I don't have the wall space, I have more floor space. There's a second one over here which has my planers, grinder, and the bandsaw. These are actually turned out to be rather invaluable. What these are old squirrel cage blowers from furnaces that have been taken out of houses and cleaned up. I put them in a box, put it up on so that they're the same height to the window, so I can wheel it over the window and let the dust be drawn and go outside. Screws and stuff, wood storage, sheet goods storage, and a bump out with more storage above it. This actually is my carving station, which is directly beneath one exhaust fan, or I can wheel the carving station outside on the back porch, as you'll see here. The second side over here is really I use for dedicated to finishes. I've got a jet mini lathe I need to sell and get that off of there because that's in the finishing area. Room's still not quite done. Here's some of my blank storage. I do have a few blanks. I really need to kind of work through those. They just kind of go around the ceiling all over the place, and I have more upstairs, as we'll see. Out here through the door is the back porch. You know, this is really an important area. It's got it's got more than that. It's like an 8-foot roof over it. This is a wonderful place to spray, to do power carving where I don't want to have to worry with the dust cleanup. And you can see more of the isolated wetland in the background. And over here is my wood pile, and what I have there is 3 logs about 12 foot long. They are 16 inches to 24 inches in diameter. There's a river birch, a hickory, and a willow oak there. There's also right there, there is a pile of cypress that's actually out of the wetland when we cleared it up. Okay, now I'm going to turn this off for a minute. But you're hard to find. Where'd you go? There you are. You're curious. You got those ears up, but you don't know what danger is yet, do you? No, you don't. All right, bye-bye.